everyone! Welcome to Magic Ears! I'm so happy that you are all here today. Oh, you're just so cute and so adorable, and I just want to pinch your little cheeks. Now, when you were a teenager, would you have wanted someone to talk to you that way? No. What would your natural inclination have been? Run away. So, as teachers for Magic Ears, we don't want our students to mentally run away. We want them to stay engaged and enjoy the class. And if we patronize them, that's just not going to happen. And it doesn't mean we have to skimp on passion. We just have to change up the way that we present ourselves and think back to when we were once teenagers.
That we could go to the mall and then we could go to Blockbuster and run something scary like Gremlins.
Yikes. Maybe not that far back, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. We're not dealing with little kids anymore. We're dealing with young adults, essentially. They've grown out of, or are growing out of, or are embarrassed by the fact that they still like toys and they still like entertainment. Everybody does. Everyone loves entertainment and entertaining personalities. And guess what? We learn better when we're entertained, which is what Magic Ears is all about. That passion delivers education and learning, and that sticks to your brain cells. That's not really how it works, but whatever. You know what I mean. Rule number 1 of teaching level 5 students: don't patronize. But also don't tone it down so much that you end up doing this. So how can we find that perfect balance between patronizing and boring? Well, something that really helps me is to think of actors that entertain me as an adult. For instance, Jim Carrey. Talk about TPR. And then if you go further back in time, Jerry Lewis. He was all over the place. But when we watch these very expressive actors, we're not offended in our adultness. We're entertained and we're just enjoying their silly behavior. So, rule number 2 of teaching level 5 students: channel a comedian that you like. Now, of course, you're going to get different kinds of level 5 students, just like you do with the level 1s and 2s and 3s. But they tend to be a little bit different in how different they are. So instead of the... You know what I mean. You're going to get something more like this.
I am so cool. You can tell by the hair covering my eyes. I don't even need to see with them. That's how cool I am.
Or you might have a situation like this. Let's repeat. To begin my life.
To begin my life with the beginning of my life, I record that I was born, as I have been informed and believe, on a Friday at 12 o'clock at night. It was remarked that the clock began to strike and I began to cry simultaneously.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, that's a surefire way of getting you to the Let's Play slide at about 9 minutes and 32 seconds. Okay, so you know you're going to have to switch things up and you're going to have to cater your teaching to individual students. No biggie. You've got this. You're a Magic Ears teacher. And of course you're going to come up with your own individual takes. But let's just take our 2 examples and kind of expound on them. So in the first scenario, we have the cool kid who you can just tell they just give off this aura of like, I am just way too cool to be sitting here in this chair and looking at you and learning anything because I already know everything there is to know. And so usually you can see that that's going to be the case even before you open up your own camera. You can kind of just tell they're giving off that vibe. So make a quick assessment and instead of saying, "Hi, how are you?" That's going to catch the attention of the younger kids, but it's not going to catch the attention of the cool kid. You want to just be his buddy. You're like, "Hi, hello, how are you doing today?" "Great, awesome. Hey, I see that you're building a model. That's really cool. wow. And so, like, by doing that, you're kind of building a repertoire with this older, cool kid. And he may not, or she may not open up right away. But typically, what I notice with these kids is that as you get through the lesson, and every time you bring them up, you just treat them like, yeah, I'm one of you. I'm with you. I've got you. They start opening up and cracking a smile, and then you can kind of start jabbing at them with a little joke here and there, and they're like, oh, it's the best thing when they actually laugh. That is amazing. Our second example, who's kind of the opposite of the quiet, cool kid, that really eager student who just wants to show you all of the English that they know and how well they can read, and they're just reading really fast, and you can barely hear the words that are maybe a little bit mispronounced because they're pronouncing everything so well, and you're like, why am I even here teaching these kids? They could teach me. Okay, it's okay. All right, we're fine. Just take a minute and realize that that is exactly what you need to do. You need to take a minute. So let's say you get to a slide and they just read through everything and it's perfect and you can barely correct a thing. What do? Talk to them. Pick something out of that slide and say, hey, do you like playing a sport? What sport do you like playing? Oh, they don't. That's a bummer. But it's okay. I mean, I don't like playing sports either, so we could connect on that level. We could say, oh, I mean, we're reading about the sports, but we don't really care. Sorry, sports people. Believe it or not, the timer won't tick quite so fast if you just kind of calm down, think of them almost like a friend, and find something out about them you might not otherwise have known. So to sum up, rule number 3 is keep it cool, man. That sounded really nerdy. But you know what? All teachers really are, I think, down deep inside. We just don't tell anyone, even though we're kind of proud of it. But assess your kids, and until you kind of know where their heads are, sometimes it's obvious right away and sometimes it's not. Play it cool. You can pretend for a while, right? Quick recap for the 3 tips on level 5 passion. Number 1, don't patronize. Number 2, be a comedian. Number 3, play it cool. And I mean, you're gonna do great. Don't sweat it. In fact, my last and bonus tip kind of comes off of that. And it's just to basically just relax. It's gonna be okay. I mean, it's not like they can smell fear a mile away or anything like that. Right? Preteen shark do 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 do.